Xin chào. One of the most difficult topics to discuss in this world is family. And without family, without a happy and stable family, we find it hard to be motivated, to work, to suffer, to create something amazing for ourselves in this life. Because by our nature, we are creatures of community. We need people around us. Because when you were growing up, when you were the only child, if you were the only child, like me, I was the first in the family. So for a few years, I was the only child. So when I was the only child, everybody looked at me, everybody was praising me because I was the only one they had. And when they were praising me and looking after me, I was doing very well in life. I was doing very well in my studies. I was smart. Mathematics was easy for me. But when my brother came into this world, and 1 year later my sister came into this world, and another sister and another brother, 5 of us, I was not as excited as I was when I was alone. Because the attention that my parents gave to me when I was alone was much less and less. So as a normal human being, most human beings don't know how to think this way. I didn't know how to think this way too. Normal human being will sort of succumb to the situation and say, hey, no matter what I do, nobody sees me. Nobody's interested about me. So if you do well in school, no big deal. You don't do well in school, you get beaten up. So when I was beginning to not do well in school because of lack of motivation, I was scolded, caned, and so I became more and more resentful to my parents for treating me in that way. I also became very resentful to my parents because they were also treating my siblings in that way because they were not doing well too. Because as a second born, if you are number 2, the parents will maybe give you a bit of attention for a short while if you're number 2. But when the number 3 comes, you get lost again. You get lost. So in this world, when human beings like you and me need attention, and we don't get the attention we want, our emotions go down, our motivation goes down, we become depressed. We got nobody to tell anything to. Nobody understands us. Nobody's got time for us. Didn't you grow up that way? Where your parents did not have time for you? Because they were so busy, their careers, making money, blah, blah, blah. And then every day when you need to talk to somebody, nobody. Parents are the most important people in your life who are busy doing something else. And so you look for friends, and then you start going with friends. And friends are not smart. Especially when you got problem. You don't mix around with the smart friends. You mix around with friends with the same kind of problem. So no one is wiser. So you go deeper and deeper into trouble, and then you take drugs, and you drink, and you smoke, and you hang out with friends and girlfriends, and so on. And so you do all the things that ordinary broken kids do. And then some of us get bullied, some of us become bullies. You go out and hit people because you got a lot of frustration. You get angry with people who are born rich, where the family send them in the car to school and you are walking to school. And you know, those days, we were poor. So I had very little money. I had very, very little money just for the bus to school, bus back. I had so little money to, when the school break happens, for me to go and buy a bowl of noodle and a drink. I did not have enough money for that. So I had to say, I can't eat the noodle and drink every day. So I look at my friends and go, wow, they can buy anything they want. Their table is 2 or 3 bowls of food. But mine, I can't do that every day. So I'm thinking, why is this going on? Then I realize, okay, on the one hand, you have people who have everything and we think they are okay, but they're not okay too. Even if they got everything, they have problems with their family. They got father and mother divorced, and father has got another girlfriend or something like that, and they grew up like that, confused. They have money, but they don't have happiness. So, and you don't have money, you have violence at home. And then you're wondering, hey, does everybody go through this in life? It seems like that. Seems like everybody's got this problem. Rich people have got a rich problem, poor people have got a poor problem. But very few, very, very few people really grew up in a harmonious environment. Very few people. Therefore, last weekend, the last 4 days, I was doing what we call SM, which involves perfect relationship and perfect health. It was an amazing program. And it was tough. For me, I want to help everybody. Everybody needs to learn this. And every time I ask my students to share, they said, I should have known this a long time ago. They tell me that. I said, well, you didn't come. You didn't know. Hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese people have already learned, but you were not at that time, you didn't think it was important because you were a bit okay. So it's not just when you are troubled when you come and learn. When you don't have trouble, in order to prevent trouble from coming, you might want to come and learn so that you can stop the trouble from happening. It's called prevention is better than cure. But people, they want to get into trouble first before they look for help. But we are smart, aren't we? You and I, we are smart. That's why you're listening to this. And therefore, you might consider wanting to learn more about this. I'm not selling a course right now. No. I'm going to give it to you free. Okay? So on this day, on the 30th, today is the 27th, right? Yeah, today is 30th. On the 30th, in the evening, from 7 to 9, maybe 10. If I'm happy and you got a lot of questions, I might just push it to about 10. And I'm going to talk about this topic, okay? Listen very carefully. The topic is breaking down family conflicts. Breaking it down. And then living a fulfilled, happy life. That is the topic. I think it's an amazing topic that was created by my staff and people. And I'm very excited to talk about this because it's in the core of who I am. I know that many people are suffering. They can't perform. When you have a problem at home with your father, you most likely have a problem at work with your boss. When you got a problem with your mother, you most likely have a problem with your boss who might be a woman. Now these are not something very difficult to understand. So let me explain something to you. So if you are a mother, you got a child, and your children, you are angry with your children most of the time. They do whatever, you just can't control your temper. And because you can't control your temper, you say things, you do things, and then you regret, oh my God, I should not have said that. I hurt my child. But when the time you are doing it, you are not in control. Suddenly you get angry, and then you beat the kid or you say something. You know why that happens? It's because you had a problem with your mother and father. So when you were growing up, your mother and father did that to you. So you're just repeating. History is repeating itself. What your mother did, father did to you, you are doing to your children. And if you don't change this, you don't break this relationship between your mother and father, even though they are dead. Some of your father and mother gone already, but still, if you got a problem with your child, You need to heal with that parent. Okay? You need to heal with that parent. And that, although the parent's alive or dead, you got to heal mentally, because the wound is bleeding inside here right now, which is bleeding and open. When the wound is bleeding and open, you will hurt somebody else because it's still open, still bleeding. And in the same way, if you don't change that, you don't break the conflict, you don't break the problem with your child will grow up to do exactly what you did to them, to their children. And this goes on. From one generation to another generation, we have broken relationships. And when you have broken relationships, you have broken lives. No money, cannot work, get retrenched, get sacked from work, don't like my boss, don't like this, don't like that. And you know why your mother had a problem with you? Did you ever ask her this question? It's because she had a problem with her parents. So her parents didn't know how to treat her. She don't know how to treat you. You don't know how to treat your children. Like a domino, collapse, life collapse. And your kids may be thinking of suicide. They want to perform well in school. They can't dream big. They go around with silly kids, other silly kids. But they're not silly kids. They're just broken. So I want to tell you more. I've got very specific lessons in the 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So if you want to really have this lesson very close to your heart, close to my heart, let's come together. Okay? I will see you online on the 30th of May in the evening from 7 to about 9:30. Mark your calendar, set your alarm on your watch or something so that when it rings, you know, hey, I better go take a bath, better go take a dinner, and then switch on the phone or switch on the computer and put on some makeup or something, and then get ready to meet Coach Vas, and my interpreter is going to interpret you. Okay? It's going to be an amazing day on the 30th of May. So remember everything that I said. You don't have to suffer for the rest of your life. Because all those people who came for my training, they went back so happy. On day 1, they can't smile. On day number 2, day number 3, day number 4, they were dancing already. Okay? A lot of change happens. Can change happen while you attend my online training? Absolutely. Okay? I will tell you why. When you attend the online training and go, I didn't think about that. Something will change in your life. And you are going to tell me, I didn't think about that. So ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be very emotional. I'm going to tell you some stories. I'm going to tell you some serious stories. And you might cry. So make sure you have your tissue with you on Thursday night, because you're going to use a tissue on your tears. I guarantee you you're going to cry. Because I'm going to tell you stories you never heard of before. So let's meet on the 30th of May at 7 o'clock. Be early, because I'm going to start exactly at 7. Okay? And I give you a chance to also ask me questions. Hey, you want to meet me and ask me questions? You got to pay me a lot of money. But now we're going to give it to you free. So see you on the 30th of May. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for paying attention. See you later.